we do this. Hold up. No flowchart. Rain. I'd been surrounded by it for my whole life, but only now did I recognize it for what it was. Tears. The tears of some higher being, perhaps. Maybe God. Whatever the case, the tears of the countless worlds above fell to the ground in a perfect, beautiful harmony as I stared up at them, not caring about how many fell into my eyes. It was dark, naturally so. It was well past sunset in the middle of winter, and despite Tokyo's reputation as the city that never sleeps, barely anyone walked by the forlorn bench I sat on. Yeah. I heard footsteps getting closer, and unfolded my umbrella to look only slightly less like a crazy person. A familiar silhouette faded into view. It was as if it was anyone else, I'd probably be upset at my moment to myself being interrupted. But if there was anyone who could poke her way into my bubble at this kind of moment, I was fine with it being her. There you are. I had a feeling I'd find you here. Why? Enough of your memories came back to me to know what this place is. Ah, yeah. Allison sat down on the bench next to me, taking the umbrella from my hands and propping it up over the both of us. She leaned onto my shoulder. You nearly gave me a heart attack. Saturday, when I went to bring you your dinner and you weren't there, I got really scared. I'm really sorry, I just needed to go outside. I'm just glad you're safe. It has been a week since the events that occurred at the Sunrise building. It all went by in such a blur. It felt like it could have been a day or a few months. Our time hardly felt real anymore, and the days blended together. I'm glad you're at least well enough to go outside again. Yeah, I guess. I listened to the pitter-pattering of the raindrops on the umbrella Allison held over us. Even that didn't feel real anymore, because I knew it wasn't. Are you real? I hope so. I could tell Allison had her own turmoil boiling around inside her as a result of the revelations of a week prior. The idea that our whole lives have been lived in a false reality, a constructed story, had shaken up everyone. Even Aerie had lost her cool, and I heard her sobbing a few nights ago from my room. The thing that scared me the most, however, was not my life up to this point being fake, or the truth about Suki's death. It was the idea that the girl next to me right now, who had saved my life, gave me love when I felt like I was at my lowest. The idea that she wasn't real. I remember what Dawn said, but I never heard from her after that night. I can't verify for absolute certainty that her claim about all of us being real beings transported to this world was the absolute truth. And the fact that I didn't know for certain if it was one way or another that scared me to death way more than even just knowing for certain that I was the only real one would. Do you want me to walk you back to Shia's? Or should I stay with you here for a little while longer? Just a bit longer. Yeah, that's okay. The bench we sat on faced parallel to the small playground and park that looked like it didn't see much use nowadays. But I remembered that swing set, that cheap metal slide. This was my home in the original world. This was where Suki and my dad and I lived. When we first started staying in Chio's apartment, this house didn't appear, but I knew now. I knew the truth about this world, and about my sister, so it appeared to me, plain as day. I remembered the creaky wooden walls and I saw them. I could hear them. Memories flooded me, and if Allison wasn't there, I felt like I might have lost myself in them. Even if this world isn't real, The umbrella I brought that now rested in Allison's soft hands had a plastic roof, allowing me to see straight through to the individual drops as they hit and burst from the umbrella's top. I want to believe my feelings. My actions are real. Yeah. If I don't at least have that, then I might as well not be real myself. I took the umbrella back from Allison's hand. I'm good to head back now. Thank you so much for being here. I could tell that she was holding a lot in, and getting her to open up was difficult. I knew this, but I would be there for her until the very end, and I knew that she would be there for me. I took Allison's hand and we walked down the dimly lit streets of Ikebukuro back to Chio's apartment. 1 week prior, I was scrambling, panicking, desperate. Everything had changed in a single nanosecond. I ran through the blurry neon sights of the red light district, attracting a number of strange gazes from passers-by. Shit, god damn it, what the hell? Something had happened. I didn't know what. I don't like that I didn't know what. But some kind of divine intervention had occurred. It was during my fight with the Liberator, and what I now know to be the typical endpoint of Lock S. The script diverged, and a bright light illuminated the area. Are you gonna waste the one escape rope you've ever been thrown since the moment you were born? Because I'm sure as hell not. I let my guard down. I fall into a sense of security, and she knew that. She took advantage of that, and she brought us both down to the same level. I don't know what she did, but I'm stuck down here now, in the story. Any and all ability to reset the narrative has been completely obliterated from me. I can't even access between space anymore. Where are you? What are you planning to do? I screamed in the air, no, praying that she was somehow watching from above. I was on the same level as the protagonist now, and I hated that. I despised that. I loathed that. And then, as the universe were to answer me directly, I collided directly with someone at full speed. Right, people on layer 0 have to deal with actual physics. Ow, shit. Both of us fell to the ground. When I looked up to see what had happened, my anger temporarily gave way to shock. Wait, you're here? You aren't up there anymore either? People all around were staring at us, a feeling neither of us have ever known. We had always just weaved our way through the fabric of the story, always a level above everyone that existed inside it. Everything had changed. Get up. People are gonna keep staring. Why are you here? I thought that you were the one who cast me down here. The Liberator brushed up gravel from the pavement off the shoulder area of her dress. Hilariously, that was exactly what I was about to ask you. Seems that we're both in an unusual situation here. She extended a hand to me. Relax, even if I wanted to fight, I literally can't. And it seems like you can't either. Come on now. Reluctantly, I took her hair and stood myself up. Alright, well, it's probably not a good idea to split up for the time being, as much as I'd rather anyone's company but yours. There's a pretty good coffee shop on this block that's open overnight. The absurdity of the situation of my opposing counterpart offering to take me on a coffee date made my head spin, but she was unfortunately right. There was nothing to be gained at going at it alone in such an unfamiliar situation. Lead the way, I guess. And so she did, and I watched. The only one left in the sky. Okay, so this is a storyteller now, then. Cycle 8266. How did it end? What were its last hours like? Yo, they said the thing. They said the chapter name. This chapter of our story is a eulogy to the determination and love of Saturday Tatsugare, all of her. These are our last hours. Okay. New song. No Braid. I should probably also check, what's it called? Rhythm play. Because there's usually a single song unlocked by default. Definitely unique compared to the other songs of the game, in my opinion. But overall, it's nice. I think it's nice. Also, wait, is that a new composer in the game? I don't think Vervid composed any other songs. Okay, let me check rhythm play. Very loud. Yeah. Hold on, let me turn the volume down. That is very loud. Shattered sky after rain. Okay, halfway point. Is that it? I think that's it. Alright, that was Shattered Sky After Rain by Vork and Alexia. I think those are two new composers as well. Oh dang, there's only 5 songs? Huh. Also, why is there no preview for that song? Anyway, back to the story. Why am I back in chapter 1? Game, please. I kinda wanna play chapter 4. Alright. Determination and suspicion. By the time we got back to Chio's apartment, it seemed like she had already gone to sleep. Alice and I stepped through the door and dried our shoes on the entrance map before stepping into the now dimly lit apartment. That does not look very dimly lit. It looks like it's day outside. Did Chio go to sleep? Katomi and Eri sat on the couch. Katomi looked up. Yeah, about half an hour ago. all I can't speak right now. All of this has been a lot for her. I think it's been a lot for all of us, understandably so. Yeah. Allison and I sat on the couch adjacent to the one Katomi and Aries sat on. Are you cold, Set? I'll go heat up some of the leftover soup in the fridge if you like. I nodded. Yeah, soup makes everything better, even if it's just a little bit. Thanks, Allie. Allison walked off, and I looked up at Ari and Katomi, as if unsure how to begin to talk. Sorry I went AWOL on you guys. I didn't mean to worry you, it just... Hey, it's okay. Well, I think your Jin is arguably the more understandable one. I looked at her inquisitively. How so? Of course she doesn't know. Stupid. Ari paused for a second as if unsure whether to continue, but he did so anyway. I was just talking about this with Katomi. It feels unnatural. The degree to which she and I have just accepted this. Oh, that's what they meant. Like, it doesn't feel strange for this world to not real, if you want to call it that. I don't think that's weird. Of course she does. You think so? I mean, we all grieve in different ways. Some of us process it easier than others, and I think that's okay. At some point, it felt like I started talking more so to myself than the Nichi Batsus. I don't know what that means or how you pronounce that. I guess maybe it's foolish to think in. Oh wait, it's their last names. I think it's their last name. Derp. I still don't know how to say it though. Maybe it's foolish to think in terms of what's normal when none of this is normal in the first place. Or at least, not what we remember being taught is normal. I understood what she was getting at. The idea of how much of our lives have been really under our control from the very start. It's like that theory that the universe and everything that makes up the universe was created less than 1 nanosecond ago. And everything we remember was filled in for us. Never happened, but the universe operates as if we remember it anyway. I remember hearing about that. It really fucked me up way back when I first learned about it, because that scared me. Does it not anymore? I think I stopped caring about once I pulled myself out of getting stuck in the past. The temptress called nostalgia. I have a very clear recollection of a night from a few months back. It kind of scares me when I actually think about it with the context of everything we learned. I knocked on Allison's door, and even then, I felt my hands shake. A slight groan came from inside. What? Who is it? This is Saturday. Sorry, can I come in? Saturday, what are you doing in my room? It's 2 in the goddamn morning. I'm not doing too great. Can I come in? Yeah, of course. Hold on, let me get dressed. I heard her shuffle around a bit, and she opened the door. Come in, sit down, tell me what's going on. I nervously walked into Allison's room and sat down on her bed. So what's happening? Talk to me. I'm just scared. Panicking, I guess. Yeah, I'm having a panic. Did something happen? Do you see something online that upset you? Yeah, yeah, sorry. Shh, no apologies. Talk it through. I saw this, theory or something about the universe and how it maybe hasn't actually existed until now. Like, what if nothing existed until this second, and everything we remember was actually fake memories we have, and Ah, I see. Okay, take deep breaths. That is in fact a deep breath sound. Slow down, girl. Deep breath. Breathe in, hold it for 4 seconds. Breathe out, hold for seconds. Just do that a few times, okay? Okay. I did as she instructed. Deep breath in, hold for 4 seconds. Deep breath out, hold for 4 seconds. After a minute or so, I felt myself stop shaking. Okay. Sorry, I think no apologies. Shh, it's okay. I felt her wrap her arms around me from behind in a tight embrace. It's okay. I hic, and then the tears started flowing. I interspersed soft sobs, all wrapped in a tight, warm hug. It's okay to cry, and cry I did. Can I tell you a story, Saturday? Through my tears, it was too difficult to speak, so I nodded. This is a story of a lost kid. There was once a lost kid. It didn't matter to her how she got lost, but she found herself alone in a dark, dark place. Across this place she roamed for hours, days, weeks. She felt nothing, but she was very much alive. She found herself a hub. It was the only place she could go. A small cardboard box, a dimly lit alley. And so she said, but she continued to feel nothing. It was perhaps more accurate to say that she had never felt anything to begin with. So she never even realized something was missing. She lived, but she was not alive. Months, years passed. The kitten would watch time and time again as the rush of civilization and destroyed her only place she thought of as home. She do her best to rebuild each time, but you can only repair a ship so many times until it just isn't the same ship anymore. Her home was gone. Maybe it was her fault for ever trying to call it home in the first place. Maybe it was her fault that it didn't like her. The kitten continued to wander, its fur wrinkled and wet, result of the life she lived. Nobody likes a wrinkled cat, or nobody wants a cat that's already been beaten to death by the world around. The kitten wandered, continued to live, but if there had been a semblance of life in it at any point before, it had long since disappeared. The kitten cried. She didn't know why. Why would she feel anything? And then the kitten found a light. It was dim. A light that the civilization had kicked her to the curb, would never have noticed. She followed the light down the alleys, through the crevices, to a place tucked very far away, a place safe from fear. There she found another cat. For the first time ever, the kitten found herself, not in the world around her, but in another. The kitten grew, not on her own, but together with the only other person that understood her. They grew together. And on a rainy day, many years later... Hey, what's wrong? The cat stopped. She looked for it in the alley. It was no different than any of the others she'd seen in her life. But she knew it. That's home. You mean that's where you used to... The cat nodded. At one point, I called that place home. Oh, are they describing themselves? Of course, the cardboard box the cat had once set up was long since gone. My home was no longer there. My home is not there. Oh, she's describing herself. Maybe the other cat was Saturday, but the lonely kitten was Allison, I guess. Right. They were doing construction around here earlier this year, weren't they? So sorry, Allie. cat stared, but she felt nothing. No sadness, no regret. Because that place wasn't ever my home. My home was with you, Saturday. I sobbed even harder as Allison held me tight. I've been such a freaking idiot. You've just been you, Saturday. I put you in danger. You nearly died because we investigated the basement. How am I supposed to live with that? Allison sighed softly. But I didn't. I'm right here. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. That was when everything changed. Why does it matter if the world is real? Why does it matter if our memories are real? Right now, at this moment, my feelings are real. Everything I feel is real. That's really all that matters. Are you serious? You took me to a cafe? This was your super secret hiding spot? Hey, shut up. I know the place in the city better than you. Just suck it up and get us a spot. What? What is it? How do you do that? Oh, for the love of... stay here. I walked over to the late night club. 2, please. Pointing to a table near the window. You do it like that? I could have done that. Then why? Forget it. Come on. We maneuvered through the tight gaps between the tables and chairs to the booth spot near the window. I sat directly against the wall, and there was a wall with tons of old newspapers decorating it. So did you manage to figure anything out? Not much. It seems that the only lead we really have is that whatever it was that caused us to actually pass Lock S was the same thing that more or less revoked us of our position between space. So nothing we don't know already. Great. Hey, you try. I'm assuming you didn't manage to get anything right. Yeah, can't really fault you when I'm in the same boat. But at the same time, I'm not surprised. How so? Well, 8,266 cycles in, and we know how this works by now. Those inside the confines of the narrative don't typically gain the ability to learn information about that which resides outside of it. That's true. Protagonist was only able to because of your guiding her. So you finally admit that was useful. I don't know. And to be honest, I don't know how to feel about the fact that I don't know. You too then, huh? I know who and what I am. I am the World Keeper. Flight personified. As split off from the Saturday during the severance of emotion. You and I are both literal embodiments of concepts. As a result, until now, we've been locked into an internal battle, as we can't coexist. Which means I should, given the entire history of everything that's happened in these 8,266 cycles, be impossible for me to give any credit at all to your efforts inside the narrative to lead Saturday to the truth. Yeah, and likewise, it should be impossible for me to give any credit to your efforts to keep the protagonist and her friends safe from the harm I created in the path to the truth. In other words, everything about our current situation should not exist. And yet, here we are. Indeed. We sat for a while, as time passed on a scale we'd never been able to truly feel until being stripped of what made us who we previously believed we were. What are we really? Parts of Saturday, I think. I know that. But if we aren't who we previously thought ourselves to be, what are we really? I didn't have an answer to that. Neither of us did. We sat in silence for a little while longer, and then the waitress came over to get our order. I didn't read that. I'll get the spring roll set. Be back shortly with your food. Thank you. Waitress left. 5 salmon nigiri? Hey, it's the best kind of nigiri. Don't knock it till you try it. Dawn sighed disappointedly. I had an idea about what we could do. All ears. Dawn leaned forward and spoke a hushed tone. I'm gonna have to unlock the next node to see what that idea was. But first, new songs. Difficulty 10. Exterminate. I also noticed that I once again did not read who the composer was. Okay, who composed that? Nullfinder. I don't know who that is. But next, Stern Stundy by Spez. +9 difficulty. Hold on. I'm going to turn on Harmony Gauge. Because I suspect I'm going to need more batteries. hard to tell what was going on there. Okay. Nice. Okay. Story episode 25. Saturday and Allison visit Suki's grave. Alice and I stepped off the metro car into the more nature-oriented streets of Hachioji. Are you doing okay? I'm holding it together. Thanks, Allie. If you want to go home, just say the word. I understand. I nod. Thank you. I want to push forward. We had left Chio's about 55 minutes prior. Holy crap, they're almost at it's almost midnight where they are at this point. And we were on our way to a small location in the nature of Hachioji. We have been planning for this for a few days now. It felt like something I needed to do. Looks like a straight shot from here. I'll call over a taxi. Thanks. I breathed in and then out. I was scared. I wasn't afraid to admit it. But that didn't mean I wasn't still scared. A small taxi pulled over for us and we opened the door. Alice and I hopped in the back seats. Hello, sir. We're trying to get here. Allison pointed out to the location on Google Maps, and the driver nodded. We fastened our seatbelts and got back on the road. I felt Allison's head fall on my shoulder. She was probably tired. Not that I could blame her. It wasn't a very long drive, but it felt simultaneously like an eternity and a nanosecond. Finally, the driver dropped us off at our destination, and Allison paid the fee. We got out of the taxi, and it drove away. Are you ready? I am. Okay, let's go. She took my hand and walked into a small enclosed area, past the entrance side the red Hachioji Cemetery. The graveyard wasn't very large in size, but it housed exactly what it needed to. Each row had various graves lining them. Names lined the stones, written in just enough detail to not catch your eye, but if you looked at them, you'd realize they weren't real names at all. The only sound that permeated the area was the rustling of the leaves as Allison and I walked through each row. The distant howling of the city life back down the hill we walked up to get to here. There were 5 rows of graves. When we reached out to the 4th one, I stopped in my tracks and squeezed Allison's hand. Look. I pointed. She nodded. We both saw it. An empty slot, a row of graves, undisturbed. The only slot in the entire graveyard that had no grave in it. But I knew that spot. I couldn't forget that spot. The Duskbreaker could try to take away my memories, but it would never succeed. Can you stay here for a second? Yeah, I can. Just come back for me the moment you need. I will. Thank you, Allison. I let go of her hand and took a dozen or so steps towards the empty slot. Each step felt like I was crossing a whole world. And then I got close enough. I couldn't see it. My eyes didn't register it. I saw a grave there. In my mind, I saw her grave. Walked up to it and kneeled down. Hey, it's been a while, sis. I know that this is the most ideal situation for us to be talking in, I guess it maybe would have been better if I came during the day, but I guess this just felt like it was the right time. 'Cause you know what Suki means and all. Felt fitting, I guess. I don't know what Suki means. Things have been kind of stressful, I mean. Not kind of. It's been really hard to go on. I feel like it wouldn't be a stretch to say that this past week has been the hardest week of my life to push through. It's really overwhelming, I mean. It's still really overwhelming. Well, the other night I was wondering if it was worth trying to keep pushing through it. Do you remember that day back in 2008? It was the first time Mom and Dad left us alone at home. We were so excited. We're finally real adults, you said. We ended up making a pillow fort on the couch. Mom came home early and couldn't find us anywhere, and she was panicking. Remember laughing about that? It was so funny to us at the time. I never told you this, but I didn't sleep that night. I was thinking about her and her panic. I never stopped to consider how awful it would have been the moment you realize someone you love more than anything in the world just wasn't there anymore. The other night, I thought about just giving up, fully. If nothing was ever real to begin with, how could I reach the real world if I just left this one behind? Allison walked in the room. She asked me what was wrong. I tried to lie, but you know you can't lie to her. She broke down sobbing immediately. I can't blame her. I was such an idiot. Because I know how it feels to be absolutely at peace with your life and those you love, and then suddenly you just lose them. You wake up one day and you get a call from Mom. And you don't know when you pick up receiver that the call will change your life forever. That you're about to find out that someone you love more than anything else in the whole wide world is just not here anymore. I stood up and gestured to Allison across the path. I didn't want her to be apart from me anymore. She walked over and hugged me. I miss you, Suki. I miss you so fucking much. I don't know what I'm doing sometimes without you. And I just can't believe it. Even all these years later, if I could just go back to the day it all happened and just change one thing, I just want to have said that I love you. That I was so grateful for the time I got to spend as your sister. I sobbed into Allison's shoulder, and I heard her beginning to cry as well. I just wish I could see your face one more time. With you one more time about something that doesn't matter at all. I just wish you would get mad at me one more time for screwing something up on our place. I just want to go stargazing with you again. I just want you to see how far I've come. Tell me you're proud of me. You don't even know me by name. God damn it. Allison held me tighter. I just want to smile with you one more time before I have to say goodbye. I just want to watch you play the piano again, even if your hands were too small to hit the chords and the songs you wanted to play. I don't want to say goodbye. I don't ever want. Just wish I could tell you how sorry I am. I cried for another 20 minutes. I cried to the skies, praying it would reach my one and only sister, in the true heaven that she no doubt went to. Allison stayed with me the whole time, also cried. She didn't say a word, neither did I. We just cried together as one. Finally, I wiped off the last few tears in my eyes and let go. Let go of Allison. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, Allison. Thank you so much for being in my life. I love you more than anything in the world. Allison wiped away her own tears and smiled at me as more continued to pour out. I wouldn't ever want to be anywhere else. Not in this world, not in the real world, or any. I fell back into arms, and we held each other tight for another few minutes, not out of sorrow, but out of love. Love you too. It was just after midnight, and we were finally ready to head back. Should I call for another taxi? Let's wait until we get down the hill. Okay. I took her hand again. We began walking back through the rows of graves as we passed by the small cabin that served as the operations office. The lamp above us flickered, and when it came back on, two figures appeared in the horizon. I recognized them in a matter of seconds. Did they find the World Keeper and Dawn? The Night of Pride. 10 plus. Looks like another new composer, judging by the album art. Dang it. Yeah, it looks like a new composer. I don't recognize them. Doing better.
First step, getting closer to the void.
Here it goes. Dang it! Okay, no, probably not gonna do gauge for this one.
First step. Getting closer to the void.
I don't know what's happening. Are you ready? Alright. The night of Friday. Ah, dang it. Final episode. No way. Well, I guess I gotta... get some batteries. Now I have enough batteries to do the supposed final episode. Saturday confronts herself. The following story episode contains elements that will permanently alter the state of the game. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a look around between space before I try and do that. Because I believe there's some new between space content. There we go. Wait, this is just a desert again. I've already been here. You know what? Screw it. Let's go. Words weren't able to escape me. I was stuck speechless. Suki. The woman who stood before me only served to generate endless noise that reverberated through my mind like a ball bouncing across a small room. Hello. Nobody really knew what to say. Nothing felt like it was the right thing to say. On one side stood Dawn, and who I had at one point believed to be my sister. And on the other stood myself and Allison. Between us, an infinitely large distance. I came here to finally tell you the truth about this past year. I'm all ears, please. Suki sighed. Allison gripped my hand tight. You see, the truth is, back in July, But before she could finish speaking, or even really begin, Dawn cut her off. Saturday. The woman standing before you is not your sister, but you already knew that, didn't you? Suki looked over at Dawn, surprised. What the hell do you think you... Answer the question, Saturday. I fidgeted. Of course, Dawn was right, but something about her demeanor told me I was playing into what she was asking would only lead me to pain. Of course you knew. Then, can you extrapolate what this woman really is, her true danger? I don't know. Saturday. Don't listen to her. Dawn, this wasn't the plan. A circle. I suppose I'll have to spell it out. Then this woman is... Suki jumped forward, attempting to tackle Dawn, but it was to no avail. The words have already left Dawn's mouth. Suki's Tatsugari is the World Keeper. Time froze. The World Keeper? Of course, I remembered that name. My antithesis. The one preventing you from reaching the truth, your enemy. What the hell are you talking about? Don't try to deny it. You claim you want to keep Saturday happy in this fake world, but look at you. The only time you've seen her since July was when you broke into her hotel room and tried to shoot her friend. This is all BS, right? It's all BS. Tell me it is. Even saying it, I knew it wasn't, but I was desperate. Look at that. Guilty as charged. He doesn't even have the will to fight back. Damn it, Dawn, you bastard. Were you planning this the whole freaking time? Dawn laughed, a cold, methodic laugh, but it held a twinge of sorrow. I'm sorry, Saturday, but this is the only way. We're all here, we don't finally become whole again, without you freaking... Suki jumped forward at Dawn, but Dawn reflected her and fell back to where she was previously. We can finally escape this forsaken cage, this prison. We don't need you anymore, World Keeper. You're nothing but an obsolete emotion. Dawn turned to me. I had no idea what expression I wore on my face anymore, but it couldn't be described with words. Now let us leave this detestable fake world behind, Saturday. Let's face reality and return to life as it should be. Together, her ramblings were interrupted by the sound of impact. Ugh. I lunged forward and punched her square in the face. Dawn fell back, a slight little bit of blood spurting from her nose. Become whole again? Leave obsolete emotions behind? Do you even listen to yourself? Alice and Mitsuki looked on in shock, but the most surprised of all was the woman seemed so full of confidence just a second prior. You think either of you care about me even a little freaking bit? Because it does sure as hell doesn't seem like it. Both of you claim to be doing everything you do for me. But guess what? You don't really seem to know me one bit. Dawn regained her composure and stood herself up. She raised her hand and materialized her pistol, aiming it square at my chest. Another defect cycle then, so be it. I'll do this as many goddamn times as I need to. And you can't do crap to stop me, because I know we can break Lock S now. The woman laughed maniacally. She looked over at Itsuki. 8,267? 10,000? 100,000? I'll bring it all back to null as many times as I need to. Eventually you will reject her. You will realize you do not need Suki Satsuge. I clenched my fist and braced for impact. Then try. Dawn lunged at me, a fatal mistake. She had her gun, but she refused to use it. Why? I suppose it didn't matter for me. I didn't block it. I stood there and watched her draw closer. I'm not your freaking doll anymore. Across the path, Suki watched, and finally something clicked. Dawn, you bastard! Her humanity regained, even for just slightly. She praised, and a link is established. My mind and hers are one, like it should be. And in a single moment, Suki lunges forward herself and reaches out her hand, and the world freezes. What is this? I stood alone in a world of grayscale. Everything around me had frozen, yet I could move about, like I'd been released from my shackles. Then I noticed something appear in front of me. 3 somethings to be exact. Are these psycho locks? Then this is freeze frame. I've never activated before, only the Liberator had. But it seems like I'd activated just a nick of time. So this is what it was like for Dawn all those times. I guess then, if I solve this, I might be able to get protagonist out of the situation. She gazed upon the cycle locks. Freeze frame could only last so long, which means it was time to get to work. Story remains unfit. I don't think it's. Oh no, never mind. Okay. Oh, what the? Hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah. Hmm. Oh, I just looked at the 2 criterias for the locks. It's 2 chapter 4 songs on middle with an A rank, and then 4 chapter 3 songs on middle with an A rank. Okay, time to see if I can, time to try and figure out what the heck this is. I'm gonna turn to the Discord. Where is there, are people talking about? Can I find how to unlock it? Okay, please. You know what? Just I don't even know where to start with this. Yeah, I didn't.